Acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. ECKHART TOLLE, all quotes listed below by ECKHART TOLLE. Sometimes letting things go is an act of far greater power than defending or hanging on. Some changes look negative on the surface, but you will soon realize that space is being created in your life for something new to emerge. To love is to recognize yourself in another. It is through gratitude for the present moment that the spiritual dimension of life opens up. People don't realize that now is all there ever is. There is no past or future except as memory or anticipation in your mind. People tend to dwell more on negative things than on good things. So the mind then becomes obsessed with negative things, with judgments, guilt and anxiety produced by thoughts about the future and so on. Fear seems to have many causes. Fear of loss, fear of failure, fear of being hurt, and so on, but ultimately all fear is the ego's fear of death, of annihilation. To the ego, death is always just around the corner. In this mind-identified state, fear of death affects every aspect of your life. Most humans are never present in the now, because unconsciously they believe that the next moment must be more important than this one. But then you miss your whole life, which is never not now. Prejudice of any kind implies that you are identified with a thinking mind. It means you don't see the other human being anymore, but only your own concept of that human being. To reduce the aliveness of another human being to a concept is already a form of violence. When you wash your hands, when you make a cup of coffee, when you're waiting for the elevator, instead of indulging in thinking, these are all opportunities for being there as a still, alert presence. When you get into your car, shut the door and be there for just half a minute. Breathe, feel the energy inside your body, look around at the sky, the trees. The mind might tell you, I don't have time, but that's the mind talking to you. Even the busiest person has time for 30 seconds of space. When you take your attention into the present moment, a certain alertness arises. You become more conscious of what's around you, but also, strangely, a sense of presence that is both within and without. Always say yes to the present moment, surrender to what is. Say yes to life, and see how life starts suddenly to start working for you rather than against you. Discontent, blaming, complaining, self-pity cannot serve as a foundation for a good future, no matter how much effort you make. Wherever you are, be there totally. If you find your here and now intolerable and it makes you unhappy, you have three options: remove yourself from the situation, change it, or accept it totally. If you want to take responsibility for your life, you must choose one of those three options, and you must choose now. Then accept the consequences. What a liberation to realize that the voice in my head is not who I am. Who am I, then? The one who sees that. The answer is, who you are cannot be defined through thinking or mental labels or definitions, because it's beyond that. It is the very sense of being, or presence, that is there when you become conscious of the present moment. In essence, you and what we call the present moment are, at the deepest level, one. To complain is always non-acceptance of what is. It invariably carries an unconscious negative charge. When you complain, you make yourself into a victim. When you speak out, you are in your power. So change the situation by taking action or by speaking out, if necessary or possible. Leave the situation or accept it. All else is madness. Time isn't precious at all, because it is an illusion. What you perceive as precious is not time, but the one point that is out of time, the now. That is precious indeed. The more you are focused on time, past and future, the more you miss the now, the most precious thing there is. Life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. How do you know this is the experience you need? Because this is the experience you are having at the moment. Give up defining yourself to yourself or to others. You won't die. You will come to life. And don't be concerned with how others define you. When they define you, they are limiting themselves, so it's their problem.